Hey guys, welcome to our very first episode of Deep Thanks. We're so excited that you're joining us today. My name is Nawal.
And I'm Soha. So before we get started, don't forget to follow our Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, and follow our Spotify. It's all going to be linked down below.
So today we're going to be talking about just high school. Basically, we're going to be reflecting on our past 2 years of high school because we're going to be juniors this year. So we're going to be like talking about, all the social and academic perspectives.
Of
that.
Just like how we've changed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to cover is like the stigma around high school. I think a lot of it comes from the media portrayal of high school, which is very, very different from the actual thing.
Yeah, like, like when you were growing up and like watching like Disney movies or Netflix movies, and they would just show like it's just like it feels like it's just a party all the time.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't like do work.
There was
anything.
no work. Even like the actual school, it would be like, oh, they're talking in the halls, and then the bell rings and everyone's late all the time. It's just like not realistic at all.
Yeah. Even like remember like the scenes like in the classes, like they're like not really doing anything.
Yeah.
They're just I don't know.
They're just sitting there. They're lazy.
Exactly.
It's not like that. I promise there's work. It's definitely still school, even if you're older.
And like in the movies there's like cliques. Like like the jocks and then like the popular girls and then like the geeks and the nerds, like
band kids, artsy kids.
We have band kids at school though.
Yeah, but I think that's just because band is like a thing.
Yeah.
So you can't like not have band kids if you have a band.
Yeah.
It's not like a naturally formed group. You know
our school is like so big though, like we don't really have that.
Yeah, even when it comes to like popular kids, like if you ask different people, they'll probably think like of different people.
They have different perspectives of popular people.
Yeah, so that's like a really good thing I think about our school.
Especially in like our grade, like there's like 1,000+ people.
Yeah.
So
everyone's just there. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
It's not like as serious as the movies make it out to be. No one like cares if you're like artsy. Like that's not like, oh, go hang out with the artsy kids. Like it's not like that.
You're right.
So next, a big part of high school is making friends.
Yeah.
Like social aspect of it all. So for me, I had a big friend group in 9th grade. I think there were like 11 people.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like less than that.
No, it was like 11. And we were all like really good friends. I met like most of them in 9th grade also, so it's not like I had like previous friendships and then we all just formed. I met most of them that year and we were all really good friends. We would always talk about how great it is that we have a friend group and how we're gonna like last forever and we're gonna be friends all throughout high school. Which that didn't last, but it's like it's okay. We're gonna talk about that later. But what about you? Did you make
friends? So I have some people from like middle school that I'm still really good friends with. I fell off with a few people, but I still have like good friends. And then in 9th grade, I took Spanish too, and I made I became friends with like this group, and I only talked to like 2 people, but that's not actually one. It's just one person now that I talk to, but yeah, I think it's because us 3 were like brown, and like the rest of them were like, there was like 1 white person and then like 2 white people and 2 Asians. Yeah. And so we just like stayed being friends, like us brown people. And then I also met a few other people, like these 2 twins I met, and I didn't like really get close to them until this year, like the summer when we started hanging out with like 2 other girls, and they were like really fun to hang out with. And yeah.
And then also like this year I've made a lot of new friends this year and I'm still friends with them, so that's good.
Yeah.
We were not friends.
Oh my god, guys. 9th grade, we literally did not talk at all.
It was random because we've known each other since 5th grade.
Yeah.
So we were really good friends both years of elementary school after that. And then even in 7th grade, somehow through like the quarantine and everything.
Yeah, because we didn't have phones, so we would literally email each other.
Yeah, on Canvas.
And
yeah.
And then have Zoom calls.
Yeah. But even then we maintained it. And then I think like 8th grade was like the start of the like downfall.
Yeah.
Because even though we were in person at that point, so it
we
could have
didn't
been easier.
Yeah, 8th grade and 9th grade we didn't have classes together.
Yeah.
And I think we like
hung
had
out
different
different
friends.
people. Yeah.
So we just like didn't see each other. I don't even remember seeing her that much
Yeah,
in
I think
9th
me
grade.
and you only met around dismissal, and even then we only hung out around the end of the year for dismissal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now we're friends again. It's all
And
great.
it's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like speaking of like 8th grade, 9th grade, different friends, you had, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I like made friends with people, and I'm still friends with them, and it's great. Like I like being friends with those people, but so something that happened this year was that, oh my god, this girl that I reconnected with in 8th grade, we were friends since like elementary school, and everybody knew we were best friends. Like even ask her, like we were not friends in 9th grade, but like she knew that we were like best friends. Everybody knew, like you could ask.
Yeah, I think if anybody like saw you guys ever,
because we were always together.
Yeah,
most of the time.
The halls, the bus.
Yeah, because we're on the same bus. And then this year in September, we kind of fell off. We're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was like disappointing because, like, this girl was my best friend. Like, I loved her to death. And it just like, it just fell apart. Like, it just ended, and we're just like not friends anymore. Like, you know, I used to tell people like, oh yeah, like we're on the same bus, so I'm gonna be like on the same bus with her for like all 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
And stuff. You know, like I used to like daydream about like when we start driving that like me and her would like drive to school together.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely when I think it is like really hard when you're losing friends. Even if it's some
guys, the bird just like flew.
That was so scary.
Bye.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyways, so as I was saying, no, like losing friends is really hard because you do some part of you does think like, oh, we're gonna be friends forever.
Yeah,
and
you
even
like tell
if people
like
say,
you tell everybody that you're gonna be friends forever, and then like the people that are older than you are like, oh, you're gonna like lose people in high school. Like you're not always gonna stay friends with the same people, and I would deny that all the time.
Like it's different. You would think that like, oh, but we're still gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't always happen. You definitely do lose friends. That friend group I was talking about earlier, we're not all friends anymore. We like over the summer after, even though we like, promised to stay in touch and stuff, I was actually not in the country, and so I wasn't gonna get messages from any of them. But I come back and I find out that they've literally not texted.
Wait, where were you?
The whole time I was in Pakistan.
Oh.
When like stuff actually went down, I had no clue. When I got back, I thought we were all still friends. And so
that's so sad.
And so I was like talking in the group chat, and like people weren't like really responding. And so I asked some people separately, like, what's going on? They were like, you know, no one's talking in the group chat. Like somebody left and like came back, and it was just not, kind of fell off.
I think I remember that because like me and Nora got close like in the summer. Yeah. And she was in that group chat, and we like met a few times at like some people's houses, and like there was stuff like going down in that group chat. Like and I saw like I
think there was definitely stuff still that nobody has told me about.
Probably.
It was just so sudden, and I was just gone. I was yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of sudden like dramatic things happen. So there was this other girl that she was I'm not gonna be very specific, but
yeah. This one's a little personal. It's a little recent.
So, you know, I like met her last year in 9th grade, and she's like the sweetest ever, and like I really like being friends with her. She's very like outgoing and stuff, and like a lot of people know her. Like we were really good friends. Like our friendship was like peaking, and like you know everyone also thought we were best friends. Yeah, we weren't like best friends, but we were like pretty close. you know, like I had a class with her, and I would like walk with her to class, and she would like walk with me to class, and it was like chill. We would like talk about a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
guys were
stuff.
definitely at like the height of your
Yeah,
friendship
and
when.
it was like going good. Like, and then like 2 months ago, it just like
Yeah.
some stuff happened. There was a drama. A lot of people actually know about it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So we're
But
gonna not be super specific.
yeah, but that was also disappointing because I don't know. I just
Yeah.
didn't think that something like that would happen,
Yeah.
especially with her.
Mhm.
But people know that I was like really disappointed about that.
Yeah.
Like the people, the very few
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that I told.
People
I did
definitely know.
tell a few people, but like it got out, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like it's like hard to contain things
Yeah.
here, like at
At
our
our
school.
school, bro.
It's like hard to everyone like knows people. There's like connections.
There's
Nobody,
connections all the time.
there's no
Like
privacy. If
it
you tell somebody something,
gets to people,
Mhm.
which is hard. You have to be very like.
Yeah, I mean, going through something like that and then like everyone knows about it, like kind of, you can't like be sad about it in peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was upsetting.
Mhm.
People in our class like could like feel like the tension between
Mhm.
us because we like didn't like really
Yeah, you
talk
guys
for.
had a class together too.
Yeah. I actually like switched seats with somebody because I didn't want to like talk to her.
Mhm.
Yeah. One of the guys I'm friends with like switched seats with me, and then I just didn't sit at that table for like a while. And then we started like talking again a little bit, but we just haven't like talked all summer.
Yeah, it's just not like back.
Yeah, it's just like not. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. You know, you make new friends and you lose friends, and like I think a big part of that is like just, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but like appreciating the friends you have.
Mhm.
Because like I've always struggled with like not feeling like I don't have enough friends or like that my friends don't like me or something like that. And so I think I've just like recently really come to terms with how it's okay to have like 2 or 3 friends even, because if you're really close, like it doesn't matter in the end. And something I've noticed with like friend groups, like really large friend groups, I've seen with my own
Everyone's, like,
and just
beefing
like
with each other
all the time. Like they
Oh
hate
my
each other.
God,
Like
like
they all
they're
secretly just
yeah,
don't like
like
each other.
people literally like hate each other. Like some people like don't even want to be like in a
Everyone's
big
just
friend
kind
group.
of in there for like one person maybe,
Yeah.
and then they're all just like tolerating the other people.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not really friendship. Like let's be honest.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic guys.
So large friend groups, you know, it's nice to be in one. I guess that's why those people stay in one, even if,
I mean, obviously not all of them are like that, but
yeah.
most of them are.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably great to have like that many friends,
Mhm.
even if, you know, that's why they stay, even if they like hate the people. They're always hanging out and like you have a lot of people to hang out with. I bet it feels nice. But in the end, you know, it's not that good for you.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing about like wanting people to like you and stuff. So I like some people I like really want to talk to, right? And like I'm like really good friends with, and then I want to like keep talking to them, and then if they like stop talking to me, I like get upset, and then that like kind of like messes with me. So that's like something else that I kind of went through this year, and that was like kind of bad. But it's like okay now. Like we're like still friends. We're still pretty good friends. And I like stopped. I realized like in the second semester I really needed to stop caring about some things.
Yeah.
And I did, and it's like so much better now.
Yeah, I feel like that's like really helped you in terms of like when it comes to like, oh, if that one person isn't talking to you, you just care less. And it's like
because
it's okay, like you move forward.
That like what's the word for it? Like that messed with me so much, and my like mood depended on like if this person is like texting me or not, if they're like talking to me or not.
Yeah, I've definitely gone through that too.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're texting somebody, you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden they kind of just like back
stop
up
a little bit.
It feels horrible because they like talk to you a lot, and then you like feel like, oh, we're like really good friends, and then all of a sudden they just drift away, and it's like a manipulation.
And okay, you know what I noticed? After I stopped caring, we like started talking more again.
Yeah.
And
maybe they just like
like realized.
Yeah,
I don't know,
maybe they
but
just realized that they can't mess with you anymore.
I don't know, but I don't think it was like a manipulation thing.
Yeah, it feels like it. It's like messing with your emotions a lot.
I don't think it was though, but
Yeah.
we're like good now.
Yeah.
And if someone else doesn't like talk to me or whatever, I'm like, okay, whatever, like it's fine.
Yeah, it's not worth your time.
I have other people to talk
Exactly.
to. Yeah, it's not worth my time. Exactly.
That's like a part of like kind of how we've changed throughout
That's
high school.
That's something that obsessiveness or obsession is like bad.
Yeah.
Like that happened to me a few times. Even I feel like with my like best friend, like ex best friend, I guess. I was like, I would always talk to her. I feel like I would only talk to her sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was like obsessed a little bit. I like put her like on this pedestal.
Yeah.
And which you like shouldn't
like,
do that.
It feels like your like self-worth kind of depends on if this person is still talking to you or not.
Yeah.
It's really
and I would
good
get
to like acknowledge it.
I would get jealous sometimes. I think she noticed that. But yeah, that's something I'm not like proud of. Like
yeah. And then it's like a vicious cycle. I feel like if you start acting like that, it's like it kind of pushes the people away, and then it makes you more upset because they're like.
I feel like that's what happened.
And
I think she started noticing that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what happened.
Yeah, not great. But some other ways that we've changed and grown. I think high school we have changed a lot, even if we're only halfway through. But like for me, I've kind of like the opposite of what a lot of people go through is like they become like more outgoing and stuff like you. I think I've kind of gone into like the comfort of my own people, like the people that I like talking to, and I thrive in situations where there is like at least one person that I'm super comfortable with. And if not, then I'm just not gonna put myself out there because I think I feel socially awkward, and that's a big part of high school. I think social awkwardness.
Yeah. I like talking to people though. I've definitely gotten better with talking to people. I used to like be scared a lot, especially when I was younger. Like I didn't like talking to like boys because they were like some of them were like scary.
Yeah.
I was like shy when I was younger, which I think is kind of hard to believe for some people. Like
yeah, because now you're not.
Yeah, now I like talk to people. Like even if we're not friends, you know, like I have a lot of acquaintances. I feel like people like know who I am. I think.
Yeah. I think something that kind of this year I had to start realizing that I need to put myself out there is like in classes where you don't have those people that you're comfortable with. You do like, make like class friends, I think, to, like, talk to that are people that even if you only talk to them in that class, you are friends for that one period. Like you're like good friends for that. And you have to like the girl that sat for my like first period, I had no one in that class that I knew. And this girl like sat next to me on the first day and we're like good friends, I think. Yeah. Just even if we're not like we wouldn't hang out or stuff like that, it's like in that class so we were close. Like she would tell me things, I would tell her things. You know, it was chill. And I think that's important is to make friends in
yeah, that's actually something else I want to do this year. I kind of noticed that like later that I probably should talk to more people in the beginning of the year. But I got better with it a little bit. Like, no, I wouldn't really. I mean, I would talk to people in my class, but also just like outside of class. And because the friends that I'm friends with, like, know a lot of people. So from there, like, I could like talk to other people. You know, there's like that mutual friend, and then you can like I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really important to have people you know in class. It's hard to be alone.
Yeah.
Whether it's like you need help, you need someone to talk to during the class, or you know, just anything. It's good to have somebody that you can. It's actually really hard to do a class alone.
Without someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even if someone else is taking the class, it's just not the same. You might not have the same teacher, stuff like that. I definitely have to work on that next year too because I have a lot of classes where I don't have anyone. Yeah. Scheduling was not great.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So yeah. That's I think a part of being able to talk to people is like being more comfortable in ourselves, which is also a new development. I think is like being less insecure. I mean, you can be insecure. I think everyone has their days where they're like insecure about like their skin or what they're wearing and stuff like that. But I think like I've just grown more comfortable in like my own style and my own self, like what I like, things I don't like. I don't try to like change for people.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Don't change for people.
Don't change for people.
Don't change for a guy, especially.
Yeah, I've done drastic changing for people. It's not okay. To stop.
I don't know if I have. I'm trying to like think if I have.
Yeah.
Perhaps I have. Do you know if I have?
I don't know. Maybe it was like a little,
Maybe like a little bit.
Yeah.
But not like too much.
Yeah, because when we were younger, I feel like I genuinely thought it was like, oh, in order to be friends with these people, I'd have to change for that, and I just thought that was normal.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, there are definitely going to be people out there that will want to be friends with you, whether you change or not. And you need to find those people. You need to stick with those people.
Yeah.
Not the
people I feel like that's you and Nora.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like I like love our friendship.
Yeah.
I'm super happy with that. Yeah. So
let's talk about like academics and like
academic side of things.
Academic pressures.
Yeah. So school does get really much like a lot harder.
Yeah, like the jump from middle to high school,
it's intense.
It's insane. Like the workload gets crazy.
And I feel like you don't realize like at the beginning you try to like pretend it's not, but it does catch up with you.
Yeah.
So like I know this is like everyone says that, but like procrastination, stuff like that, it's definitely not good for you because you have like your A day and B day classes, and if you don't get stuff done then, you have to do it the next day, and
exactly.
It's a lot of homework, and not even just homework, studying. I think earlier in our school, like middle school and stuff, you didn't really have to study outside of your class. Yeah, stuff.
Like my younger brother is, well, he's actually going to middle school now, but he never like studied for anything.
Yeah, when I was like in elementary,
I mean, I didn't either.
I never
honestly
studied for like a star test or anything. I never studied. You just go into it and you just are able to do it. But now there's definitely extra hours worth of
like this year my study like techniques and stuff was like not it. Like I would come home, I would just study for like 6 hours, and like it wasn't even like, I think it wasn't even effective sometimes because I wouldn't even get like the grade that I wanted.
Yeah, I think it's really important to like make a study plan that actually works. Yeah,
which is something I want to do this year.
Yeah, same.
Because I want like my grades to be better.
Same. I'm like kind of disappointed in, especially when you like look at like the people.
Yeah, like we're like surrounded like
by a lot of
smart people. And
it's hard to hear people be like sad that they got a 92 on something.
It's really like
when I'm like struggling to stay afloat. It does like put a little bit of pressure on you. I think it's kind of good for us. Because it pushed me when
it pushes you to be like better. Yeah, it's like, oh, like I want to like be like that. Like I want to get like 90s and 100s all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that's helped me for like tests and stuff where everyone's like talking about, I think like specifically like AP World Lab would be like, you know, people would be like talking about stuff. I feel like I didn't learn anything in that class. Like me neither. People would be talking about stuff and I would have no clue what they're saying. It was like gibberish to me. Like I couldn't, if you like brought up a topic, I couldn't elaborate on it at all. I couldn't like apply it. You know what I mean? And people could. And so around the end of the year, like right before the AP test, I really like that settled in that I like do need to focus and learn.
I like just like kind of cram. I don't even know how I passed, honestly.
I don't know. I just like crammed and I made like a packet, and then I realized that they gave us a packet, so I ignored my packet. And it was hard, but it did push me when I was like watching people study around me and they knew what they were talking about, and I was like, wait, I need to be like at their level in order to like do good, because they were worried about passing, and I was like, if you're worried, like I should be really worried. Yeah. So it does push you, but it's hard sometimes. It gets to you. It gets me a lot.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm big on, I know I just said don't procrastinate, but I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm really big on procrastination. I do it a lot. And then it just gets to you, and it's harder to do work when you're just that stressed, because between me working, I have to take like 5-minute breaks where I'm just thinking about how much work I have and like trying not to have a mental breakdown because I don't have time for that.
I had so many mental breakdowns this year. so many.
over schoolwork. Yeah, and then you see people that are just like able to do it. It feels like they're like going out and they're still getting
Yeah,
good grades
like
and
some people
working.
are definitely like academically challenged. Like I think I would say I'm academically
Me too.
challenged,
Yeah.
which just I mean it just means I have to put in extra effort.
Which is okay, I guess.
It's like
I guess
annoying,
in
but
the
like
long
it's
run it'll
okay.
help. I've heard that like for college and stuff. The jump between high school and college is apparently also super crazy.
Great,
So
that's
that's really exciting.
amazing.
Yeah. I
Can't
have a friend
wait.
who's like super good in high school and is struggling.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah. It's okay.
Let's hope it's the
We
opposite for
will-
me.
Yeah. Maybe we'll peak in yeah. It's hard. I think also we have like SAT coming up. And so
Oh
the
my god.
PSAT scores for
PSAT
that
guys, everyone was talking about their
hooked
PSAT
me.
score and oh my god. I didn't tell anyone my score except for her.
Yeah, I made the mistake. I thought I did really good, and then I like told everybody, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that's really good." And then they shared theirs, and they were all higher than me. All my friends, and immediately I was like, "Oh, okay."
There was someone that was upset about like a 1350.
Yeah, and I just felt bad, honestly, because like
Yeah.
they were really upset, and I would be cheering. I'd be throwing a party. But I get that. I guess people hold themselves at different standards, and you know, if that person thinks that they're capable of doing better, then why not? I didn't think I was capable of doing better, so I was happy with what I got.
I was very upset with my score.
Yeah. Okay, just PSAT. That's why we're locked in for the SAT this summer.
I really hope Katie like does something.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I feel like it's not. Like I feel like I'm like kind of struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think you just have to practice
with like the math stuff.
The math stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Math. I'm not good at math.
I'm not good at math either. I've never been good at math.
This past year, algebra 2. I was really good at algebra, but that was like 8th grade. I feel like it doesn't even count. It feels like so long ago. But algebra 2, there's a lot of just memorization. Also, they used to give us like formula charts for everything.
Yeah.
And we don't have that anymore. And that kind of nobody like talked about it.
You're right.
And that shook me because I was like, wait, I have to know this, all of this. Even in geometry, they would give us like the formula, which is crazy because all of geometry is memorizing the formulas.
Yeah, I was really bad at geometry, honestly. Geometry like kind of cooked me.
Me too. Triangles and stuff, that messed me up.
I've never been good at math, like ever.
For me, it's like weird, like because I thought I was good at math. My whole life, I've been told that like, oh, I'm smart. I've been a straight A student. I think the worst grade I got was like a 79 one time on like a capitals quiz that I didn't even know was happening, and I made it up, and I literally cried about it. But now that's the old me. Now I'm not. That's like my average now. No,
stop.
It's not that bad. But it's definitely gotten worse for me for math. I think especially if you're like told that you're smart a lot, it just gets harder because you're like supposed to be smart and then you're not, and you feel like an existential crisis because you're like, I thought I was smart. There
was this one person that was like, this year was like, I know you're smart, and I was like, what? I was like taken aback. I was like, what the heck?
No, people have told me like if we have like a group project and something, they're like, you're the smart one. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're referring to. And it's like that standard. You feel like you're like in your mind, like, you're like supposed to be the smart one, and you're just not, and it's frustrating. And then that like leads into the future.
College. Everyone knows what they're doing. Like half of my friends are like gonna be surgeons, and they've been like shadowing doctors, which is like so successful already. Like, good for them. Like I know that like I'm happy for them, but I feel like I'm not doing anything because I don't know what I want to do.
Me neither.
Like I've never wanted to do medicine, and everyone around me is like doing medicine.
I've never been interested in medicine. I think if you're interested in medicine, that's like super great for you. You're gonna be super successful and have a great future. And I don't know what I'm gonna do because for me, I've like switched between stuff. Well, my whole life, I've switched between like 20 different careers. But then when high school started, the way like our school works, we have to like pick like a pathway kind of, and it's not serious, like you can mess around.
But they kind of make it serious, and it's really annoying because it feels like you have to stick to that.
Yeah, it feels like I was picking my major. Yeah, going into ninth grade.
Exactly. No, not even 9th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah, because you had to like pick your classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and and everyone was like, oh, I'm taking principles of health science because that's like the medical one. And everything besides that, I was just like, now I have to seriously think about what I want to do. And I was ruling stuff out. And so like ninth grade, I took like a business class because I was kind of interested in like marketing. And I thought I had it like super thought out. I was like, oh, if I like do like business stuff, that's like a really general thing. So later on, I can like specify down because in the end, everything's like a business. So I like talked to some people. They're like, yeah, you can like specify down later once you figure out what you want to do. And it sounded smart. And then all of a sudden, I found myself interested in law. And
how did you get to that?
I don't know. I think it was like always in the back of my mind, but it was just I don't know. So this year I took my first law class and I was super enjoying it. And then I do think I talked to some people, some family members and stuff that kind of put me off it, which I hate the unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Like just because you're miserable in your job. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be an architect, and my aunt was like an architect, and she was like, "It's horrible. Don't do that."
Too.
And I was
And
like,
then I
okay.
found out you have to like be really good at math, and I was like, okay,
Oh yeah,
not doing that.
Okay. But yeah, so law, I think I realized that like the benefits aren't as good as the work I'm going to be putting in because law school is also a journey, a long one.
But you're doing like a marketing class again this
Yeah,
year.
so now I'm back. I'm back to the
I think
business
you
thing,
should
the
stick to
marketing
that. Like,
thing.
I think
Yeah, I'm
you'd
gonna
be
try to
good with
stick to
like
it. I don't
business.
think there's anything else in my mind right now. Just hoping for the best. What about you?
I wanted to do psychiatry, like out of nowhere. That just like, cause I heard someone like talking about it, and that they like make a lot of money, and also it's
Yeah.
like I really really have money because I don't want to be broke in the
I mean,
future.
people act like it's like, oh, you shouldn't be like doing the work for money. That's a big part of if I'm like looking for any job, that's gonna be a big part of it because
Yeah,
that's
like
my income.
how
Like
are you gonna live? Like in today's day and
everything's
age.
so expensive. It's hard.
Yeah,
So money should be a big part of it. You should still be
that's
realistic.
what I'm like. My biggest fear is like being broke.
Yeah.
So I might just like resort to like marrying a rich guy, but
Right.
but yeah, I wanted to do that, and I thought it was interesting because it's like psychology and stuff, and I think psychology is like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad was like, "No, you're gonna like have this like insane mental toll, and like it's gonna be so bad because it's like all these like crazy people coming to talk to you." And then like someone told me that psychiatry has the second highest suicide rate. I was like, "Oh, that's like crazy."
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like a lot of like medical field stuff in general is like really difficult.
yeah, I see videos of people like literally like crying over medical school.
I understand
Like
that.
it's tough.
But you're doing like graphic
I
design
took
right now,
so I took graphic
which
design
is
this
very
year.
different from
Yeah, and my
psychology.
dad was like really supportive about it, which is like kind of weird. Like even now he's like telling me I should stick to design, which you know is weird because he's like a brown dad.
Not your average brown
He's not
dad.
a typical brown dad.
Yeah.
But that's good, I guess. He's not like forcing me into anything. But yeah, he really wants me to do just like some kind of design stuff, like a creative director, because he thinks I would be good at that.
Yeah.
So I took graphic design this year, thinking I would love it, and the teacher like low-key ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because she was not a
I
good
hate
teacher.
when teachers do that.
She was not a good teacher. She barely taught. She would just like give a ton of like random assignments and never actually like taught us. She would just give us videos. So it was basically like you were teaching yourself, and I didn't like really learn anything. But now I'm taking it next year and the year after. Like I'm gonna do like practicum.
You're like locked in now.
Yeah, so now I have to like I'm just like I think I'm just gonna probably just like teach myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to remember in the end, this isn't our major. It is just high school classes.
Yeah, you can always change, but it's like you have to like, cause you have to have a major set to like go to college.
Yeah.
Like I know you can change it. Like my dad changed his major in college.
It's hard. It does feel because it is what you want to do for the rest of your life, and it's like realistically, why would I want to do one thing for the rest of my life? Like it has to be a really good thing, you know?
Yeah, like my parents
it's a
like
bigger
my parents like hate their job.
I feel like every adult hates their job. Like I was just saying, like architect, my aunt was telling me, like I was like gonna talk to her about it because she's an architect, and I think that's so cool. She went to Harvard for art. Like
really?
Yeah, And so it's crazy, and it's something that she was super into, but she was talking to me about it, and she was just miserable. And it was like this pattern of everyone doing things that they're into, and then they're just miserable. And it's like, why would I want to do that though? It feels like nobody likes their jobs, and so it's hard when it comes to picking
That's like
yours if
scary.
everyone around you hates theirs. I don't know. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I understand. Like, even if it's something I super enjoy now, 20, 30 years from now, am I still going to be enjoying that?
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah, like my dad wants me to like get into UT Austin at least, but like you can't go to UT Austin for like freaking design.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
Mm.
Most people go for like business or like computer science or
Business.
something.
My dad is also thinking about UT Austin because, I mean,
The
we're
program
surrounded
is
by really good schools.
the program is like really competitive though.
Yeah.
So you have to be like really good.
I know. That's
Do
why I
DECA
don't think it's.
this year. Do
I've been
DECA. Get
thinking
into
about it.
DECA.
Yeah. Wait. Let's talk about like clubs and like extracurriculars and stuff.
Yeah, like how everyone's like being a surgeon, or
Yeah.
not being a surgeon, but like shadowing.
Yeah.
Surgeons and stuff. Because that's like you have to have a lot of extracurriculars for college.
I'm definitely gonna lock in for that next year. I think I've heard that's a super important thing. So if you're into business, like DECA, if you're into like what's
Health sciences, HOSA.
Like there's a bunch of stuff for everyone. And honestly, if there isn't something for you, start a club. Yeah, like, that's also a really great to have on like your resume and stuff, to start a club. Try to get into like leadership positions at any club.
But I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, just like even just trying to get into like leadership positions in clubs and stuff. No matter what the club is about, I think it still just makes a difference. If the club exists and there's like proof of its existence.
Bro, someone told me I wasn't gonna get into college.
Cause like, told me that
and I was like, shut up.
And it's like a joke, but then I think about it, and it's like, it does feel really hard to get into college, but then you look around and people are doing it. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like I see a lot of videos on Instagram of like people like reading like other people's like college applications and like what they did, and I was like, okay, I'm like literally screwed because I have like nothing really.
The essay thing is what I'm scared for. I don't think I'm that good at writing. And then what do you write about?
I suck at essays, and like what do you write about? Like half the
hopefully it just clicks when it's time.
Half the topics that like you could write about, like colleges don't want that because it's like cliche or whatever.
I mean, that's the problem. I feel like
so like what do you write about? As time
goes on, colleges like raise their standards, and it's impossible to keep up because like back when it like the idea of a college essay like started, I bet all of that stuff that they like think is cliche now was actually cool for them.
Yeah.
And now there are just like less options because everything's been tried. You know, so many people have applied.
Also, like with the standards thing, like I think like Harvard and MIT and some other colleges like weren't requiring the SAT, and then I saw a post that they're requiring it again.
And for us, we're doing the digital one. I heard it's much harder.
That's great.
And I've heard that it's just, it doesn't feel fair that they're like hiring their standard, but then also it's still the same amount of like difficulty for us. Because I mean, generation by grade, we're not just gonna get like smarter if you're still teaching us the same thing. I think teaching has kind of fallen off. Honestly, my high school experience with like teachers and stuff, when I was younger, I would have like a favorite teacher and stuff like that. I've kind of never felt that way about my teachers. A lot of them don't really teach anymore.
They don't teach very well.
It's a lot of even like note taking. Like a couple years ago, note taking would be your teachers talking to you and you're taking notes. Now our homework is note taking, and they send us home with a video where they teach us the lesson. So the actual teaching is taking place at home, and the application is taking place at school, which isn't what school is for. You know, it's for both, first of all. And for someone like me who's a visual learner, and it's hard for me to like hold myself accountable for things, so it's hard to do my notes. And if you don't do your notes, you don't learn
anything.
So you know, it's like online school all over again. Was like the only way to learn is if you teach yourself. So like if you go to school and your teacher's giving you a lecture, it's kind of hard to like ignore, you know, because they're right there, they're talking to you. So I mean, even if you're dozing off, you kind of pick up something, you know. So it is difficult. I feel like there's no teaching happening anymore. It's a lot of they expect you to come into the class with the knowledge.
Yeah. Like in chem, okay, so my chem teacher, like I got a new one in the middle of the year, but like my original one, like Loki like would not teach.
Yeah.
She would just talk a little bit in class, and then we would just do the notes at home. I don't even know how I passed chem. Like I got 100 on the final, and I don't know how.
I locked in on my notes third quarter, and like I was like second semester I'm gonna lock in, and I did, and then by fourth quarter I was back out. It's just hard. I mean, some kids thrive in that situation.
Yeah.
Some kids love it. They
My
like color code their notes and stuff like that, and I enjoy doing that. I just can't do
yeah.
it.
My algebra teacher was really good actually. Like she like actually like taught.
Mm.
And my friend, I had the class with my friend, and he was like, "Bro, like she doesn't even like teach." I was like, "Yeah, she does. Like she's actually like, a good teacher."
I had the opposite. My
Oh yeah,
algebra
yours
teacher
like
was not
sucked.
super great. Yeah. Okay, I guess it's done. What's done is done. Hopefully next year is gonna be better. 11th grade.
I need to log in. I'm taking 3 APs next year.
Me
There's
too.
people that are taking 5.
I was supposed to take 5, and
Really?
then I kind of saw my this year and was like, never mind.
Which 5 were you gonna take?
I was gonna do also AP Physics, which I'm not doing anymore.
My mom told me not to do that.
Yeah, I was going to, and then there was like another. I can't even remember what it was, but that one I took off like at the beginning of the year. I was like, absolutely not. And then AP Physics, just after, my math this year and stuff.
Yeah, my mom was like,
great,
physics
so
is really hard. Don't take AP Physics.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. I think your like smartness is not determined by how many APs you're taking. So
also like our school was saying that you don't have to take physics unless it's like required for like your major in college. Yeah.
Oh.
Like this one girl I know, she's not even taking it because she doesn't need it.
I didn't know that. That's what am I doing? Okay.
I could have taken like apes or something.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think that's it. That's
good for our first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just us reflecting on the past 2 years.
Kind of just yapping.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be the theme of our podcast.
Just yapping.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's interesting yapping, especially later on. I think we have a lot of cool topics that I think people will be interested in hearing about. This was kind of more of a general episode that hopefully people can relate to. Mm-hmm. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. If you're still here, really appreciate it because this is our first episode. We're new at this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stay tuned for episode 2.
Yep. Every other Thursday.
Yeah.
So, we'll see you
Remember to follow, subscribe.
Everything.
On everything. Everything should be linked somewhere.
Yep. All right.
Thank
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.